Hi, Doggywatch here. So today we're gonna review a movie called A Useful Ghost. So this is a movie that premiered during the Critics Week section in the 2025 Cannes Film Festival, and then it won the Grand Prix. In Thailand, they submitted this movie as the best international feature film at the next Oscars. The story is about a ghost who is in the vacuum cleaner who came back to see her husband who is having the same symptoms. After I saw this movie, I think that this movie might not be for everyone because the tone, the storytelling, the pacing, most of the parts, it just felt like boring. So this movie is basically like some kind of Wes Anderson movie when people are talking to each other, they just felt like flat. I understand why they did this because it's the style of this movie. Some parts I think that they have a really good idea of what it's trying to be, of what it's trying to do, but I really think that this movie is a really good movie in terms of idea wise. I don't think that sex scenes, 18 plus stuff, it is necessary to put in the movie that much, but I get why they put it in there. So the concept of this movie is basically about pollution. How can pollution does bad things to us? So how can people do bad things to each other, like politics wise or government wise? It has many things to say about that. So this is a directorial debut from the new director, which I have never seen his projects before. I can really say that his style of this movie is really weird. I think that his way of making this movie is really different from many Thai movies that we have seen before, but not like this way because people like ghosts in Thailand, like horror movies in Thailand. But this movie is a different kind of ghost. It's basically a retelling of a ghost story, but in a modernized manner more. So let's talk about the cons or the drawbacks first. I really think that this movie has a really slow pace. So you're gonna see a lot of people yawn during the movie if you're watching in the cinema. I don't think that this movie is gonna like on the edge of your seat the entire movie. So the other part that I did not like is that this movie is basically they told it from a third person perspective. So the story that you see the ghost in the vacuum cleaner is basically the interior of the circle. So this movie is basically telling the story about people who is not involved from the beginning of the movie, which I don't really care about them. So let's cut back to the pros. I really think that this movie has a really good idea of what it's trying to be. It's trying to be a black comedy, kind of like Wes Anderson a bit, but I can't really say that it's like Wes Anderson. There might be some funny scenes, like they are swearing at each other, but all the actress and actors did their job kind of well, despite they're doing something like a wooden acting or just like fell flat. But this movie is an indie film. You can't really say that much that, damn, this movie is a really good movie and I'm gonna like it. I don't think so. I don't think this movie is hard to understand that much. It's not too artsy fartsy, in my opinion. With its storytelling, it's kind of like straightforward in some parts. And then the production design, the ideas of this movie, I really think that they explored the ideas of pollution, ghosts, there's the ideas of dreams really well. The first half of this movie, I think I'm engaged throughout the first half, but the second half, it kind of slows down for me because they're trying to explain like more things that is related to social commentary, which I think that it kind of bores the movie down a bit. So this is the formula for this movie. To sum up all, I really think that this movie has a really good idea, but I don't really like the tone of this movie. The dead tone of this movie is basically like people just act like they're zombies a bit. I think the idea of this movie makes this an interesting movie with its production design. I really think that this movie deserves this award. A Useful Ghost, now in cinemas in Thailand now, and coming soon internationally. So don't forget to like and subscribe Doggywatch channel.